All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Yours and Mine. I told you we were going to be giving you a lot of content going forward. We're gonna do our due diligence not to be negligent for the remainder of 2021 and beyond. But without further ado, this is the Yours and Mine's podcast, exclusively on CSC Digital. Of course, I am the architect here with my lovely wife,
Mrs. Architect.
Indeed. And as you can see, we finally found us a backdrop that we can utilize. We should have thought about this earlier, but we are here now. Without further ado, you can see the lovely blue sky in the background. You can see the ambiance that we are enjoying on our last day of vacation. And this is actually why we wanted to do this particular episode. So we talked about it in the past, and we're probably going to talk about it a little more going forward. The necessity of dating repeatedly, going on vacations and things like that. They are essential to making sure that you have a healthy and long-lasting relationship. But equally as important is making sure that when the vacation ends, there's not a huge drop-off. You know, a lot of times people go on vacation and you have remorse the day you have to pack up your bags and give your hotel keys and all that to the check-in desk and all that other fun stuff, and it kills you. Because you have to go back home to a situation that may not be up to par with your vacation experience for a multitude of reasons. It may be, you might have spent your bill money to go on vacation, and you know that you're going to come back to a lot of pink slips and final warnings and things like that, which is a no-no, which is something we'll discuss in future episodes. Or it may just be you don't feel like your home situation is the same as your vacation situation, which we know even on a great vacation. I mean, the most extended I've seen, I'm sure there's more, but the most extended I've seen people do is about 2 weeks. Because burnout factor and all of that. And again, that's another episode. But even 2 weeks is just a microcosm of what you do on a daily basis. So we want to just talk about, how to make your everyday life your forever vacation. It's cool to get away. It's awesome to get away. As busy as we are, you gotta hit the reset button on the mind in order to get yourself acclimated or resituated to do whatever it is that you need to do. So let's talk about it. Are you sad that we're going home?
I mean, sitting here doing this, looking at this view out here,
It's beautiful. The skies are just
I
crazy.
am sad to go home, only because I'm not gonna be looking out my window and see this beautiful blue Pacific Ocean, waves rolling in and that type of thing. But I don't have a problem with going home because, one, I love my home. I like my peace. I don't mind sitting on my front porch, relaxing, watching. I mean, we probably done missed a whole lot of stuff going on because our street is always something happening. And sitting on my front porch, nice little breeze. No, it's not the Pacific Ocean. Looks really nice. We'll have at the end of the show, we'll have to just flip it around so y'all can see what we see. But I'm not sad to go home in the sense of like
I was trying to hold it, but I had, I got to do it.
I'm not sad to go home because it's like, oh my gosh, I hate it at home. It's just the view.
So let me ask the question: how do you make your home your forever vacation or your forever place of peace, where essentially going home from a long day of working, hustling and bustling, whatever the case may be, is like going on a trip for you, relatively speaking, of course. Obviously, you're not sitting on a resort. There's responsibility involved, but how do you get it to where you enjoy going home, even after a vacation? That's what we're specifically talking about, where it's like, I'm leaving this place, I loved it, it was nice. That's what you pay all this money for, is to have a nice time. We did, but I'm good with going home. I'm ready to get back to what I do. I enjoy it. How do you get there?
Just creating a space of peace at home.
So how do you do that? Like, everybody talks about my peace. People like to use the verbiage and vernacular, because it sounds good, makes for a great post, but I'm really big on application. How do you apply it to make that peace? What is peace? What does it look like? If I don't have peace in my house, how do I make my house peaceful?
I mean, to be honest, I don't know. I mean,
But it's just a
For
vibe,
me,
it's a feel.
I mean, for me, I'm at peace at home because it's my safe haven. I mean, I can't. The thing is, it's what you make it. I mean, I know a lot of people that are married, so I can't say because you're married, because you're this or that. I know people that are married and hate going home. That's a problem that you have. I don't have that problem. My home is my peace, and you create that atmosphere. That's for you to create. I don't know how to really tell a person how to make their home peaceful. First of all, you got to find out what is the issue at your home. Why you don't feel like when you go home you can relax or chill or lay back or whatnot. And then if you identify those issues, figure out how to address those issues. A lot of people have reasons.
It don't might be. Feels good though.
It feels good.
It might be windy in the camera, but you know.
A lot of
Make it through.
people aren't happy with whatever the situation is. It might be
So
your
go ahead.
financial
There we
situation.
go. That's where I was gonna go.
It
So, on
might
the same page.
be, you know, you might not have that spice in your marriage. Kids may be acting up. All of that is a factor, and you have your moments. I mean, it's not like we have everything at perfection. You know, our kids do get on our nerves.
As opposed to, I think there's
I
a manual that
mean,
says it's supposed to get on your nerves, like
we
balance or
irritate
something.
each other, you know, from time to time. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't trade any of it. You know, my kids or my spouse. So yeah, I mean, I think that's where you start. Is just finding out why is there not peace at your home.
I mean, just on that point of touching on like kids and stuff getting on your nerves and things like that, I think, you know, just to give it kind of like a metaphor, it's the balance that comes along with it. It's kind of similar to, you know, if you go to the gym and work out, you know, all in all, if it was ideal for anybody, and this is probably why most people don't do it, if you could just work out and it just feels like getting a massage, you would do it all the time. But you know, workout is a grind, it's just a strain. But you know, the quality of time and effort being put into it is going to reap the results you want. So it may not be the most pleasant at that moment, but you know what you're going to get out of it. So it's the same thing with, you know, your relationship with your spouse or your significant other. Same thing with your kids. You know, it might be times when things are not ideal, but when you're constantly putting quality in on a day-to-day basis, you reap the results from it. So even though, you know, being two humans, you know, and you know, we have, you know, time where we need separation, time where, you know, we're not seeing eye to eye, things of that nature, because of the quality you put in, you know that the return is going to come back where, you know, 5 minutes later, and that's a trick we'll teach you, you know, anybody that's 5 years or less in marriage, you know, how to quickly get over, you know, very minor situations that we learn how to make in a major situation. But once you figure that out, 5 minutes later, it's like everything's all good. And, you know, there's no beef, or there's no reason for me to want to be away from, like she said, our peace or whatever. But that comes with the quality being put in. So make sure, you know, even when you're doing these getaways and things like that, you're doing the date nights, you're doing things where you want to experience something outside of your realm of your everyday process, that you're putting in the quality, so when you return, you're getting a return on your investment. It's like for all my video game people out there, you know, you have the actual game and then you have the expansion pack. You know, if the game is not quality itself, the expansion pack is useless. So in life, if you're not putting in the quality of work and the effort to make your everyday life beneficial, the vacation is useless. The vacation can actually intensify your stress. So you put all this money in and you put all this time to go away, and you have this it's like a temporary high. So you get to the point where, oh, I feel good for a moment, but it's an instant downer knowing that I have to go back to this reality that I'm trying to escape from. So I guess that would be number two. Don't try to create an environment that you want to return to and not escape from. You know, for us, it's not a case of, oh, we need to get away from this place and I'm tired of it. It's like, okay, this is what we do to make sure that everything is healthy, you know, to do the regular maintenance. Let's go away and do something we haven't done before. But I'm absolutely motivated to return and continue to build on what we already have, so we can do even more, whatever it is, whether it be a vacation, whether it be a new business venture, or whatever it may be that we're looking to do. But because we build a foundation to come back on, we can constantly build and grow. But if your foundation is shaky, when you come back and you land, pun and no pun intended, because the foundation is shaky, it is destroyed, it falls apart. So that'd be the biggest thing, is making sure that you're putting quality into your everyday life and not trying to use supplements to override what you should be doing on a daily basis. Again, we use a workout reference, so if you're just using supplements, if you think you're going to take, you know, this energy drink or creatine or whatever it is that you're taking, your diet pills, but you're not actually putting any work, you're wasting your time and your effort. You actually have to put the effort in to see the benefits of the supplementation. And it's the same thing when you're doing vacation, things like that. If you're not managing and creating a quality environment for your day-to-day life, you know, the vacation is useless. It can actually be a penalty. You see a lot of people come back like that and they're just down, they're drained because I'm back to this life that I was trying to run away from. So don't create an escape, create an avenue for you to be able to expand and do more. You know, every time I come from a trip, I see something or I experience something because, you know, it's the name of this media company, Culture Shock Entertainment. There's some new element of culture that I've seen that I want to incorporate in what I do on a daily basis, not just on my vacation terms. So you want to have it to be something that's going to benefit what you do naturally and not try to augment and create a false reality that none of us can sustain. I don't care if you have $1 billion. I mean, you can't sustain this type of lifestyle. Truth be told, vacations are nice. They're leisurely. They're built to allow you to relax and things like that. But it's not a reality. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if she's just trying to get her feel in, you know, while we on camera or whatever. But you know, this vacation life is not the reality of what we do every day. You know, hard work, you know, building, finding the purpose and things like that is, you know, what we're created to do. You know, and then like I said, there's an outlet where just like with your computer, after a while, you keep your computer or your cell phone. My cell phone tells me after a while, hey, it's been 7 days, you haven't restarted me. I'm like, it's working fine. It's like, no, trust me, you need to restart because there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. We need to dump that so you can get the maximum benefit. And it's the same thing with your life. It's like, hey, you know, things are going good. We're not saying things is going terrible, but you need to dump some of this baggage and stuff that might have your mind a little cloudy. It might be something that you're working on. For me, it's literally like 7 different projects going on, and you know, I'm working towards them. I'm working hard. I'm doing what I need to do. But you can become stagnated. Your mind can become foggy. You can, you know, lose your momentum or being able to operate at peak or optimal performance because there's so much things going on in the background that you need to dump out. Okay, we've done our due, we've enjoyed ourselves, we've relaxed. And FYI, I guess tip number 3 to make sure that you maximize your vacation and have the benefit of going home is leave work at home, wherever you're from. You know, leave it there. If you haven't put yourself in position to leave it there, you feel like it's going to jeopardize your situation. If you try to leave it, you may not be ready yet to go on vacation because even the smallest of things, you know, even if you have a work phone that you have that gets all your alerts and stuff, if you keep that attachment with you, the moment you get that alert that your mind is programmed to hear, your mind is back in work mode. You're not actually on vacation. You're just working remote. So you want to make sure you leave your work and everything behind so you can properly react, you can properly dump, you can properly adjust, get all the background noise and everything in the background that may be causing you not to flow and function like you should out the way. So when you go back to whatever it is that you do, you can do it with some sense of joy and you can do it effectively. So make sure you leave all your baggage at home. I'll make that number 3 on the list. Leave the baggage at home. Trust me, if you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're putting in the hard work and effort that you believe you are, which I believe mostly everybody out there is doing, they'll be all right until you get back. Don't bring your work life and don't bring all the things that's stressful, that's causing you to need the vacation with you, because you never leave that situation. You just extend, you know, your area of operation from where you're from. Learned that valuable lesson a couple of years ago, and once I figured it out, I've adjusted ever since. And you know, work will try to do that because you got people with different personality types and things like that. You know, I've had my boss ask me several times, are you taking your laptop and stuff? No. You guys will figure it out. One of 2 things is going to happen. They're probably going to combine together. One, I do my job very well, and because I do my job very well, everything is going to flow because I have things in order the way they should be. And 2, you guys, I believe, or you at least believe, and I believe along with you, that you're smart enough to handle this at least temporarily while I'm gone. You might not be able to do it to the magnitude that I do it, but you can do it. I believe in you. So go ahead and do it while I go on vacation, because I'm going to offer you the same courtesy when you go. When you go, I'm not going to bother you, even if it is something that's a state of emergency. If that something's melting down and you need my personal access code to stop it, I won't be responding. And you should do the same. So that way when I come back, I'm refreshed, I'm renewed, and boom, we can get to it. So that's my spiel. Nothing to add?
I mean, you were talking for an hour.
I mean, I figured, you know, I'll give you a chance for your brain to reboot, you know.
My brain is on
I figured you're still in vacation mode, huh?
this beautiful blue sea.
So any closing thoughts? You know, We don't want to keep you too long for this one. Just something to think about as we finish up the last leg of our vacation and get ready to head on out back
Yes.
to
Going to go
our beautiful home.
eat from home.
Yes.
It's lunchtime. What I do want to say too, and I know we're talking about, vacation and coming back, but also keep in mind that don't allow these type of things to be your only outlet.
True.
You don't have to take a trip where you're flying in a plane for 4, 5, 6,
9
9
hours.
hours to get somewhere in order to enjoy life. We take a lot of mini vacations, even if it's something, close by. We'll jump in the car and drive to Columbus, which is like 2 hours away from us.
Which we're coming back, Columbus. I think we found another spot. Y'all, COVID done knocked off our favorite restaurant, but I think we might have another one.
Yeah, so we gotta go try that. And like even with this, like we're returning back home, and we've been gone for what 10?
It's been a minute.
10 days.
It's been a while.
Which is lovely. I mean, I appreciate, family back home, taking care of the kids, holding it down for us. But I'm looking forward to the next time. I mean, we're not done for the year. No, we probably won't be taking another trip to Hawaii this year, maybe. But take small vacations, small little outings. I mean, there's nothing wrong with you and your spouse getting dressed up. We still got some outfits that we bought for Hawaii that we did not wear.
Gotta use them.
So there's a plan already in place that we will be utilizing those outfits.
My main outfit
Bought
did not
them.
get used.
Yeah, we bought, and I have an outfit that was, we was ready, okay? But at the same time, what I do want to give you just a little tip when
Here
you
we
take
go.
a vacation. Do not cram your vacation with stuff to do from the moment you get there to the moment you leave.
Mistake number one.
You want to enjoy vacation, you want to enjoy the scenery, enjoy different things, but you also want to rest and relax and just enjoy spending time chilling, which
Recharge,
we don't
remember.
get to do. Most of us are working moms, working dads, we have children, we have families, we have careers, we have school, whatever it is. We're constantly on the go. I know for me, we're moving from the moment we wake up. It's constant work, kids, this, that, and another. So to be able to go on vacation and actually look at the clock and say, I can sleep in a little bit. Now we had some days where we had to get up in the
Especially
morning.
with the 6-hour time difference. Like,
It's crazy. Just your body
Yeah.
never adjusts. I mean, I thought by now we'd be adjusted to it, but no, we still
I'm
have
actually
not.
thankful that we just haven't adjusted.
Yeah,
Gotta
because
go
we
back.
got to go back to it. So it didn't adjust. So we were up at we were going to bed at 9, 10 o'clock every night,
Mhm.
almost.
Yeah, it seems like it sucks, but
But
it's how biology
it's
works.
really 3, 4 in the morning. Our body is seeing, and then we're waking up at 4 in the morning here.
Which is like 10 o'clock at home, which will be late for me. That's my
Right,
body's like,
so-
what you doing?
Our body didn't adjust, but it wasn't bad. We still enjoy the sunsets quickly and it rises quickly. So it gets dark here around 7:30, 8 o'clock. By about 8 o'clock, the sun has set already
And it hits fast.
and it's over like that and it's dark. And so it wasn't hard with that part, but we enjoyed some days doing some things. We enjoyed some days just kind of relaxing. Today is a relaxed day. I mean, we still got a full day here. We're not leaving here until tonight. So we still have a full day here. So we still have time to enjoy the scenery, the sunset, all of that good stuff. So just keep that in mind. Don't cram your vacation with stuff to do from the time you arrive to the time you leave. Give yourself at least a day or two that you can just relax. And then you never know. You'll find some things in the city or whatever that you might want to do that you didn't know about before. And then
Always.
you'll have time to do those things. As you're riding around through the city, you'll see different things and, I could try that or try that. And if you don't have any time to do any of that stuff, then it makes or now you feel like you have to try to rush to do everything. So, and then just make sure that you do take some time. Take your spouse out. Take your spouse out. Nice dinner. Go get a hotel for the weekend or a night. I mean, wherever city you live in, you don't have to leave that city. You know, I mean, I'm sure by now, with the pandemic and everything, everybody got to a point where you had to find things to do in your city. We had a great time for my birthday, right in Cleveland. What did we do for your birthday? We didn't go nowhere, did we?
No, we didn't go out of town or anything like that. No.
Yeah, I mean, you know, see, you have to be creative.
I mean, we did, but you know, it's like one of those local vacations.
Yeah, we went to Canyon.
Yeah.
But
that's like right down the street for us.
you have to learn how to be creative. I'm sure at some point I've probably already said this before in podcasts previous, but one of our best dates involved $2 and nothing else. A blanket and $2. And that was one of the best dates. I mean, we've been dating now, what, 20 years? We've been dating.
Dates.
And that was one of the best dates. We went to McDonald's and got a $1 sundae. And we went to the park and laid our blanket out, ate our sundae, we talked, we laughed, and we went to sleep. And it was the best date, one of the best dates. It's definitely in the top 5. And it was not a lot of money spent at all. And it just took time and creativity and willingness. That's another thing.
Creativity,
Because it did not take a lot of money, but it took for somebody to be creative, to come up with an idea that I did not think would work, but I was willing to try it and allow myself, because a lot of times we do that, and I've heard couples say that, I don't want to do that, it's not what I want to do, but it's what he wanted to do, and it turned out to be something wonderful for me as well. So trusting him enough to know that he knows what I like. And when we got together, it was, if you were taking me somewhere, we got to go somewhere. You spending money. You know what I mean? And that was the mindset, because I didn't know any different. You know, I'll be honest, I didn't know any different. So once you mature in such a way, then you see things differently. And like I said, it's in the top 5 dates that we've had.
I think something else we touched on just in conversation while we've been on vacation is the anxiety portion of it. A lot of times people deal with anxiety and don't realize it. And, you know, part of anxiety is the fear of the unknown. I've never done this before, so it causes me anxiety to try something that I'm not familiar with. So you gotta be able to take that journey together and say, let's get over this hurdle together. It may not be familiar. I mean, worst case scenario, it don't work and we don't do it again. You've been out to a restaurant before and you've had something like, you know, it's not my thing. I might not do it again, but it's not the end of the world, you know, unless you make it there. So, and then one more point I want to touch on that you were talking about is making sure you don't overload your itinerary. Like I said, that's a number one mistake people do. But remember, you're on vacation to recharge. Go back to the computer reference. You know, whenever you update a program on your computer, it tells you in order for this program to update, you have to close it. You can't keep working on the program while it's trying to update. So you got to give yourself a chance and a space for your body to actually recharge. And if you do overload your schedule too much, you just may creative work for yourself. Now it becomes an obligation. Now, when I'm supposed to be on vacation, being able to chill and move at my leisure, because that's the reason why we leave our day-to-day hustle and bustle. Now I have a time that I have to get up. I have a time I have to go to bed. I have a time I have to do this. I have a time I have to do that. Now, you might not have a physical boss, but you have an itinerary boss that's restricting you from what you need to do, or the freedom that you going on vacation have. So be mindful of that you want to recharge. You know, put a couple things on your list. Don't do too many. Enjoy the environment that you're trying to be in, and everything will work out as well as it can for that matter. So that's what I have on that in closing. Let me see if I can give you a quick view of what we got going on here. These are some new programs. I don't know how these things work. Nope, that's not that. I think that was a still shot.
That should be at the top, right?
No, this is something. It is okay. It looks different. So real quick, this is what we got going on the rooftop, just to show you what we're enjoying. But just like I said, we're not going to feel bad when we leave. I mean, it's lovely, it's beautiful, it's awesome, it's all of the above. Let me get a quick overview over here. it's a great time. But when you do life correctly, these are just moments and drops in the bucket that you add to the list. You know, we'll miss it. We'll definitely have to do Hawaii again. It was an awesome time, but we enjoy our personal lives as well. So this is just an additive, not a takeaway that we have to go back. So yeah, and we're back. Are we back? Oh, let me get a center. Let me get a center here. All right. Bam.
That's down too far, ain't it?
Yeah, if you say so. Pretty much where we were at. So
Almost.
yeah, close enough. Got a little more space on the side, but yeah. So go ahead.
Well,
close
in
it
the
out.
other one, you kind of cut me off. So. It's
No, I
okay.
don't believe it. But go ahead.
I know you don't.
So go ahead and close this out before you get into your phone.
Well, we thank you all for joining us
As always,
for another episode.
thank you for allowing us to be invited into your life.
We have enjoyed our trip, so thank you anyway
Thank you.
for
Takes two to make it
a
work.
nice vacation.
It takes two to make the thing go right. I could put that on my list of songs too.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that episode.
That's gonna be a nice one.
But we hope you guys have enjoyed our
Hope you get
show.
some value out of it. That's the point.
We hope that you get it, and we hope that you apply it. And we hope that it works
Application
for
is
you.
important.
Hope it works for you. I mean, anything that we say is just things that we've learned over the years, things that we've compiled that have worked for us.
That we put into
You
practice.
tweak it how you need to make it work for your household. We're just here to try to help give you little tidbits, little information that can help grow your marriage. That's what we're all about, making marriage great again, keeping marriage great. Don't lose that spice. Don't lose everything that you looked at him or everything that you looked at her and what attracted you to that person. Don't lose that. Even after marriage, after 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 50,
Keep it
60
fresh.
years, you have to remember we keep evolving. So we have to evolve together. And we have to remember that even though this is my husband and I love him and I don't have a doubt in my mind that he loves me, I still need to make sure that when he sees me, he's excited. I still want to make sure that I give him everything that he needs and vice versa. You know, I'm not going to let anybody else make him feel how I should make him feel. You know, he'll enjoy that at home. And he'll get that at home. So just make sure that you keep that spice. So small little vacations, you know, save up for the larger vacations. They're worth it.
And if you have to save 2, maybe even 3 years, do so. It's worth it. Do not put yourself in a financial bind just to, you know, stun on the gram, if you will. Take your time. If you apply it, it don't matter if you make $25,000 or 25, you know, $250,000 a year. If you apply the principles properly, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. It may take you a little longer than someone else, but stress-free vacationing is way more than just being able to impress a whole bunch of people that are really not even interested in you in the first place.
All right. And it shouldn't be about anybody else anyway.
But we know that.
I know, but I'm trying to help y'all. Don't worry about nobody else. Because no matter what you do, no matter what you say, it'll always be that way. And you'll always have to keep doing more and more and more to keep impressing other people that could care less. And a lot of times you're trying to impress people that don't have it either. You know, so anything that we do is for us and it's for God. That's it. Nothing else matters.
At all. So, all right, almost a little less than a minute left, so let's go ahead and close out. We don't want to hold you any longer. Thank you for tuning in to the Yours and My Eyes podcast on Culture Shock Entertainment, CSC Digital. I am the architect.
And this is Architect.
Make sure you guys follow us on all of our outlets, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Where else are we at? We'll probably be a couple other places. I got a TikTok now, so you might see me on TikTok too. Do a little Twitter work as well. All of them at Culture Shock Entertainment or at Divine Counsel. We'll be there. You be there. Or be square. I had to do it. It felt like it was necessary to say. So without further ado, as we always say, you know we love you. And until next time, Architect out. LL Cool J.